Okay, my name is David Bernstein. I'm a patient. I was first diagnosed in 2002 when I was 49 years old. I'm 71 now. In that time, I was diagnosed again in 2016, and then for a third time in 2023. In 2002, I had found a lump on my chest, and of course I first ignored it for a little while, figuring it would just go away, and it didn't. So I went to see a physician. They immediately said I needed to see a surgeon who did a biopsy on it, and it came back that it was cancer, but they weren't sure what type of cancer it was. And it was a bit of a journey at that point, I went in again, I had the tumor removed, they sent sections to different hospitals and biopsies, and probably about 3 or 4 months later, it was determined that it was stage 4 melanoma, and that had progressed into my lung. I have to say that I was lucky, especially listening to some of the stories from what I hear in events like this and events in the past. I got in with a really good group of doctors. They were tops in the field, Thomas Jefferson University Hospital, Dr. Sato and Dr. Michael Mastrangelo. And so my experience worked out really well. I was immediately put into a clinical trial because at the time there was only one chemotherapy called DTIC that was available for melanoma patients. It was very ineffective. So I started in on a trial called Genesense, and I was in it for a year, and within the first 6 weeks, my tumor had resolved. And from then on, I would go every 3 months, every 6 months to get scans done, and there was no sign of metastatic disease. So after a year, I was basically finished. And I had chemotherapy in this clinical trial drug for 16 treatments, first year. And after that, I would go back once a year to get scanned. My scans all came out clear. And in 2016, I found a lesion on my back. I went to my dermatologist. It was melanoma. So they did a biopsy of my lymph nodes, and they found one lymph node had melanoma in it. So then they removed 24 lymph nodes under my left arm. All of those were clear. So it was diagnosed as stage 3 melanoma, and I was basically, again, being checked every 3 months, every 6 months. And then in 2023, I went for one of my normal scans that I have been doing for the last 20 years, and it showed something in one of my lungs. And it was near where the original melanoma in 2002 was. And I had a biopsy done, and it was stage 4 melanoma. So this time, I used the available FDA-approved immunotherapies, and I did 2 treatments, November and December of 2023, and my tumor had resolved. Unfortunately, I had bad reactions to the immunotherapy. They wanted to keep me on the immunotherapy for at least a year to 2 years, but my body basically said no. And so I had to stop taking the drug, but I'm still in remission. So here I am telling my story. Advocacy is so important. This is probably my 4th or 5th time doing the Hill, and it's because of people in this room that basically generated the money that's making the research that is giving these new and cutting edge therapies that are available today. And as mentioned, there's like 16 or 17 available therapies. And when I did it originally 2002, there were only 3. So it's because the efforts of people like myself and all the people here telling their stories that we've come as far as we have.